Huh. Seems like something might be disrupting the bad place yet again. Let's break it down right here on what happened. Hello, you lovely people, Lisa here, and I just want to first say I am sorry that I am a few weeks behind on these Good Place recaps and episodes. Things got a little busy, I might have gotten caught up with other things, but alas, I'm here now to recap the past 2 weeks' episodes. First up, quickly in episode 5, Existential Crisis, Michael has, well, an existential crisis. Basically, before he can learn to become good, he has to kind of know what it'll feel like to lose everything, or die. Or kind of something to that extent, because he's immortal and he's never had to think that way. Well, he ends up having his existential crisis, or kind of merged maybe with a midlife crisis, and almost blows the group's cover, but thankfully he comes to his senses by the end of the episode. Meanwhile, all the torture is really starting to weigh down on Tahani, and I feel like she might crack soon. And while it doesn't happen in this episode, she ends up kind of relieving her stress of all this torture in a different way, and she goes and confides in Jason, and well, by the end of the episode they end up getting close, and by close I mean, yeah, they did that.
So, we should probably discuss.
That was awesome!
Now moving on to episode 6, the Trolley Problem. When it comes to Jason and Tahani's relationship, she of course wants to keep it under wraps because, she's never dated anyone on per se Jason's level before, and she's a little embarrassed. Tahani ends up enlisting Janet as a therapist, and both she and Jason talk out their problems to Janet. Tahani realizes she can't change all at once, but she wants to try, so Jason agrees to keep their relationship on the DL if she agrees to grab his butt in public once a week. Now, during their therapy sessions, Janet starts to glitch out, first losing her thumb, then puking up a frog, and she doesn't seem to know why she keeps glitching. She thinks maybe it's because she's operating in a way she isn't meant to. Meanwhile, Chidi is still trying his best to teach Michael ethics and philosophy, but nothing is getting through to Michael. Chidi at the beginning of the episode poses the trolley problem to the group, which is if you have a speeding trolley and 5 guys on one track and 1 on another, do you kill the 5 or do you kill the 1? And also there's so many different variations of this problem, like what if you know one of the people, or, stuff like that. Michael just keeps pointing out how all these people should die, or when it comes to Les Miserables, they should all just be in the bad place, and nothing seems to be clicking for him. He just wants to be told the right answer. When Chidi says there's actually no right answer and how he knows more than Michael when it comes to human ethics, Michael decides to make Chidi act out the trolley problem in real life over and over and over, and it is a bloody mess. Eleanor ends up figuring out that Michael is actually torturing Chidi again, which pisses Chidi off, and he kicks Michael out. Now, Chidi thinks Michael can't change, and this is what he's always wanted, but Eleanor doesn't think that's true, so she goes to confront Michael and basically calls him out for being like her, for pulling an Eleanor, which is lashing out when you feel like a failure. Since Michael couldn't hack the classes and it made him feel dumb and small, he took all his aggression out on Chidi. Eleanor tells Michael it's on him to apologize to Chidi, so Michael attempts to by giving everybody presents.
Pikachu! Guys, it's Pikachu! This is awesome! Oh man.
But that's not what Chidi wants. He just wants a sincere apology from Michael, and eventually Michael does give him one and Chidi forgives him. But was Michael's apology really sincere? Was it real? The episode ends with Tahani and Jason thanking Janet for her help when an earthquake starts. Janet then shows up in Michael's office to tell him she can't stop glitching and she feels like the neighborhood is in danger of total collapse. Alright, so is Michael really changing? The earthquake here reminds me of the sinkhole that formed in season 1 when Eleanor started to figure things out, messing with the plan. Now, is this earthquake because maybe Michael is starting to learn things or become good? Or is the earthquake because of Jason and Tahani's relationship? I don't think Vicky is going to be too happy to feel that earthquake, and it's going to raise some questions. Now, the season seems to be getting a little slow for me again, at least in these past 2 episodes, this episode and last week's. Now, I get it, though, because no one can really change that fast, so teaching Michael ethics and all of this, the progression of these characters, there's going to be some slow moments. But I have to say, I think the earthquake in this episode coming into play, it's going to start making things pick up again. Also with Michael, I'm still not really sure what side he's on. He obviously admitted to torturing Chidi in this episode, but what if that's what he's supposed to do? What if him agreeing to play along with the group is part of their torture? I'm not sure, but I gotta say, this was one of my favorite moments from the episode that made me chuckle a little bit.
Woo!
Nobody try mystery flavor. It's white chocolate and it is nasty.
Now let me know all your thoughts on these 2 episodes. What did you think the earthquake means? Was Michael's apology real? And what's going to happen with Jason and Tahani's relationship? Leave it all in the comments, and then you can click right over here for my recap of This Is Us or my interview with Catherine Langford from 13 Reasons Why. Thanks so much for hanging out with me again, and I will see you next episode.